Man, just when I thought the weapons can't get any better looking, this thing, the Scout Rifle Burning Eye, I don't even care, man. I don't even care. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't even care if this gun is garbage. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm so in love with the way it looks that it doesn't matter. Either way it goes, though, we're going to be talking about it. The Burning Eye, of course, this is the Adept version that we're going to be going over today, is, of course, the Scout Rifle that you get from going into Trials of Osiris. Now, we'll highly suggest going with the Adept version because you kind of get that intrinsic snapshot perk, especially when it comes to your Scout Rifle. It's kind of something nice to have there, just to kind of go in and out of your sights. Before we get started, guys, if we can go for another 1,000 likes, man, I appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving me, and, man, I hope Trials of Osiris is treating all you guys nice this weekend. So without further ado, fellas, let's knock this out. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on with this damn sexy ass Scout Rifle. Now, snapshot, of course, being the intrinsic perk that all of these Adept weapons have on it. And whereas I didn't really find this to be that very useful on the hand cannon, hey man, it actually works really good with the Scout Rifle. I'm actually a-okay with it being on the Scout. Smart drift control is pretty much what I've been relying on. Across ballistics, of course, can boost your impact a little bit, but not much. Unfortunately, the archetype that this weapon falls in is like the same thing as Bullion does. But the problem with this weapon and the difference between this and like Bullion is something that you can actually buff with those different barrel types to actually make it a 3-shot on some of your different characters that are 6 armor or less. Unfortunately, here with Burning Eye, you do not have that ability, as in it's just recommended to just stay there on smart drift control. Don't hurt yourself as far as stability goes. Now, I normally rock myself out here with small bore to add a little more range and stability, and it only reduces your max size by 2. So, I mean, I wasn't really hurting there. Look at the difference there. Like, I'd much rather go with small bore there. Reinforced barrel just takes away too much of my stability. And this weapon definitely shines in its ability to the strafe battles, 1v1 battles. Of course, fitted stock is what I'm rocking with, but you can go with explosive rounds. I mean, either one of these is kind of fine. You're not losing that much there. Explosive rounds is something that I think people overlook, but it messes a lot of people up, especially in their ADS, because it's just the visuals. It messes their visuals up so much. Of course, third eye or Zen Moment. Zen Moment is what I'm pretty much going for, man. As snappy as this thing is, there was a lot of times that I felt like I was hip firing and going in and out of my ADS, so I don't necessarily need something like third eye. So let's talk gameplay and stats. Okay guys, so these of course are your different stats for this weapon. Now I can tell you right across the bat, man, this is a very solid rolled Scout Rifle. As far as stats go, man, you're looking at very much above average stats across the board, especially with your stability. Once you buff it up a little more with, you know, small bore and stuff like that, you're looking at a really good solid Scout Rifle. The things that works against this Scout Rifle, though, of course, it's in the archetype a lot of people don't find to be actually favorable. A lot of people like either your Jade Rabbit archetype or they just like flat out modded multi-tool. That's just what it is, man. They either like this, you know, the archetype of reaching that optimal 0.8 seconds time to kill. But I find a lot of people steer away from Bullion because they don't think Bullion is good based on its time to kill. Me, myself, guys, I gotta go ahead and just put it out in this video. This is my favorite archetype of Scout Rifles. I love this archetype. It's one of my favorites. I've always been a huge fan of Bullion, even before it got its buff here with those high cal rounds, man. I find this Scout Rifle to be working really good for me. Now, the reason why I'm saying it's working good for me, yes, it doesn't have that 0.8 second time to kill like you would on Jade, but you got a 1 second time to kill, and it engages really well in all ranges. As in, yes, a map like Frontier and stuff like that, of course, a Scout Rifle would do good on a map like that. But whenever I can take a gun like this, a Scout Rifle specifically, and take it into Fire-based Delphi, and it still do good for me. I'm still at the top of the leaderboards. And then I take it into another map that's, of course, close range proximity. That is what tells me this is a good gun. Again, guys, I test a weapon. I want to know what it does in sticky situations. And for it to be able to pull it out and do really well in sticky situations, I got to be impressed with it, guys. And that's the thing about it, man. I was extremely impressed with this scout. And of course, I might be getting swayed a little bit because this has always been one of my favorite archetypes of scouts. But it's a good rolled scout rifle, man, and one of which I feel like people definitely need to give a chance to. Don't look at the time to kill, don't look at any of those things, just go into a different match with it and just try it out for yourself and see how it works for you. Now, I will say, despite that optimum time to kill not being that 0.8 second like you would on Jade, or even, you know, a good time to kill, you know, Modern Multitool, of course, still has a better time to kill. Despite all of those things, I find in 1v1 stray fights with people, just like it would with bullying, this gun dominates. Reason why I'm saying that is that this weapon has the potential to, of course, mess up enemies that you're shooting at. And in doing so, if you mess up another guy using something like Jade Rabbit just enough where they can't land another crit, you've got him, man. That's all you have to do, because 5 body shots is all you need to kill someone with this weapon, and that, of course, is only 1.33 seconds, making it a great time to kill as far as body shot damage goes. So in the stray fights, it does really good, which is why I said that maybe fitted stock shouldn't be the perk that you load yourself out with on this weapon. It already has pretty good base stability, and maybe even rock yourselves out with explosive rounds to really utilize it and make it really good as far as messing up your enemies and just kind of visually throwing them off whenever you're going to those 1v1 stray fights. Again, guys, this has probably become one of my favorite scouts. I know the stats are working against it based on its archetype, but everything else about it is my favorite. I've always been a fan of this archetype, and I highly suggest you just giving it a try for yourself and seeing exactly how this scout works for you. Anyways, fellas, good luck with y'all, man. I'll be putting out more reviews on the rest of these weapons, and probably going to kind of stick to what I get out of the Adept versions, because obviously the Adept versions kind of have a little more of an edge, and that's kind of what I want to stick to, but I might be putting out some reviews on some of the other weapons as well. Either way it goes, fellas. Thanks so much for coming and watching. I'll catch all of you later. Slap that like button like your mama told you right.